Welcome to Free Flow, the Caribbean's best and biggest podcast. Let's get it.
Walk around the gym, I see you
I
there.
remember that, yes. And I remember
I
that,
say, what?
yes.
Look at that. Look
God
at
is
that.
good, God is good.
Divine intervention. we call
Right,
that.
right. You know, I had to be here today to glorify the name of the Lord, you know,
Yeah, man.
to tell my story about how the Lord has been good to me. And yeah, man, it was the Lord who made you find me at the gym. And yeah, man, I'm willing to give my testimony.
Okay.
Yes, man.
well, let's get into it. Normally, I like to start the episode with an icebreaker, and the icebreaker just to loosen up,
Yes.
And the icebreaker that I have for you today is dream dinner guess. Okay, that's a very iconic icebreaker for now. Like that's the icebreaker I use for most episodes.
Yes.
But basically what it is if you had the opportunity to have dinner with three people, alive or dead, who would they be and why?
Three people,
Three
alive
people.
or dead.
Yeah.
Well, first and foremost, it would be Jesus Christ. That's
For sure, I knew that.
That's for sure. That would be the first. Yes, and I wouldn't mind having the Last Supper with him. Yes, and why? Because Christ has been very good to me, and the book of Romans, chapters 5 and verse 8, the Apostle Paul tells us, whilst we were yet sinners, Christ died for us. So imagine you're a sinner, and a man like he gave up his life for you. Brother, so why wouldn't I want to dine with that man, Yeah, man, and that's my Lord and Savior, and he would be the first. And wow, what was that two others? I never thought of.
You're talking to people like that. Give me one more. If you can't give three, give me one more.
Give you one more. My cousin, eh?
A cousin?
Yeah.
Tell me
cousin
about
of
your
mine.
cousin.
Yeah, Chris Theodore. His name is they used to call him Conquer. Yeah, and he got killed in Shantytown in 2008. Yes, and it's because of, well, that's mainly that's the biggest reason I will say why I really became a bad man. Yeah, because of, yes, his untimely demise. Yes. So yeah, if I had a chance to dine with him again,
What would you tell him?
give his life to Jesus Christ. Yeah, man, that's what I would tell him. Give his life to Jesus Christ. Repent, yes, and be baptized. Yeah, because all now that he died in his sins. And the book tells us in John chapters 3 and verses 3, unless a man be born again, he cannot enter the kingdom of God, Yes, so I'll tell him be born again, and that would be my advice to him.
Okay. Alright,
Yes.
that's some good answers.
Yeah,
That's
man.
some good answers, man. Well,
Yes.
let's get into it, man. France Theodore.
Yes.
What did your life look like growing up? Who was France before all this early
Okay.
on? Growing up, from child growing up, where you from? What did your life look like? What type of life were you living?
Yes, well, my full name is, a lot of people think like France is a nickname.
I thought so too.
Yeah, you see? Exactly. So, but that's my actual name because my father name, and then they asked me like if I'm from Matnik or whatever, but no. My father name is Francis President. So from Francis, my mom named me after him, which is France. And my full name is France Theodore.
Okay.
Yes, so I was born and raised in West Hall Group, Vieux-Fort, also known as the Mang. It's kind of like a ghetto area, but despite the area being ghetto-ish, I was raised and brought up in a good home, with both parents, both mother and father. I born with a silver spoon in my mouth, my father had everything. I had everything any child could have asked for, bicycle, all video games, them times I don't know if you're familiar with that, but
Yeah.
Super Nintendo and
Nintendo
64.
yeah, all that.
Right. So we had all kind of board games, Domino and Ludo and Monopoly, all these things. But the thing is, the area was a poor area, so we had everything. But the rest of the train didn't really, so they used to come at our home to watch Dragon Ball Z, to play games, to ride bicycle, basketball. And plus my father was one of the few persons who had a vehicle in the area. So, every Sunday you used to bring us around the island and the children around. So, and then by the beach, by the river, nice adventures. Things children would like. And then automatically that made me the leader in my area. Because all the children want to follow friends. Because friends' father have everything. And, I have everything, Yes, and even going to school, I always have monies. And, and a lot of the children were poor, so they would follow me. So I was like basically born a leader, from small I was a leader. But I was very shy growing up, and I was raised well, to be
Would you
honest.
say you're still a leader now?
Yeah, man, my leader quality is there because
Never change.
never change. But in time to come, I want to be a leader, as in employ young, open businesses and employ young men, and be that kind of leader.
Yeah,
Not the
I like
leader.
that.
Yes, not the leader I used to be.
Yeah.
Yes.
How long ago? Try and give me a rough number.
Yes.
How long ago did you change your life and give your life to God?
Okay, I got baptized on the 1st of August 2023.
2023, so that's about 3 years ago.
Yes,
Roughly.
August will give 3 years.
Okay.
August this year.
Yeah.
I got married unbaptized that same day.
Oh, wow. Wow, that's crazy.
Yes.
Married and baptized.
Yes, that same day, 7-day Adventist.
So was France just before that?
Just before that.
Was there, or let's just say a couple years
A couple
before
years
that?
before
Yeah,
that.
was France before that?
Right. France was a gang leader in Vieux-Fort of a crew named Critical. Yes, I was in charge of a lot of young men, from men and women, from Vieux-Fort to Soufrière, Micoud, Castries, Tenry. Critical was a large group, very, very large group.
Wow.
Yes,
And
I was the head.
That honestly, like, I don't know how it is there, because I know from
Yes.
that guy. But what was the relationship like between you and these people? Was it like a employee-employer kind of relationship,
Now,
or was it a family
that one is
kind of
interesting.
thing?
It was a family kind of thing, because imagine, that's why I will say, I was not the richest boss in St. Lucia. As a matter of fact, maybe I was the leader with the least amount of money. But then I had such a big crew running, and it's because of the relationship. Because a lot of guys would hear about friends, and it would instill fear in them. But then when they come on my block and they see I so down to earth with the guys, you're not even knowing who's the leader.
Yeah.
Well, the only way you'll see me, I have endless goal and stuff. But apart from that, you see all of us joking. You see the fellas giving me old jokes, and I laughing. I not taking that for nothing. Yeah, real down to earth thing. And people wondering, Mama, but what kind of boss is that? Like, you understand?
Yeah, boss supposed to be serious.
Right. And I just, they like family. That's what that made them love me,
Okay.
Is the love, and anything we have, we share in it equally,
I don't know. Well, I don't know how much you could speak on that. But what kind of activities were you involved in during that time?
Everything are not good.
I don't do that.
Yes, but everything you can think of. You see, I will not sugarcoat nothing, and everybody know that's what happens in the ghetto, in the gang life. Is murders, robberies, drug dealings, womanizing, alcoholism, like drinking endless from smoking, this kind of plain vulgar music and secular music and these kind of things, Yeah, that's just crime, bare crime.
Yeah. And
but that doesn't mean everybody in the ghetto are bad people.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
I think my viewers are open-minded enough to know that,
Yes.
But yeah, so obviously you're involved in a lot of, as you say, bad things. Everything are not good.
Yes.
And you did mention, like, to recognize who the boss is, you would have all your goal and that kind of thing.
Yes,
What
yes.
kind of money were you touching at that time?
Well, okay, I'll not say. Okay, at a young age, I had my own boat, and yes. We used to-
Wow.
yeah, I used to go St. Vincent, go and take weed, £100, £80, £50.
When you say your own boat, you like,
Yeah, my own like the fishing vessel, not a yacht, but the
yeah.
fishing vessel.
Okay,
Yeah, purchased it for about $45,000. Yeah, and yeah, so we used to go Matnik, St. Vincent, pick up the weed, hundreds of pounds and go matnick with it. And then I used to just be in a house and I used to have guys go in and distribute it and sell it for me, you know, and bring back the monies, and then we used to come back down St. Lucia. So, you know, different time monies used to be making, you know, sometimes one trip you make a 40 grand, you know, here and there, sometimes a 20 grand, sometimes a 40, you know, different, it varies.
Yeah. And then you split it.
Yeah, well, I give them what coming for them. I pay all money equally, yeah? Like, you know, according to their work.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
yes,
fairly.
yes.
Yes.
Okay.
You know, so each and everybody will get what coming to them and I will get what coming to me, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What did it take at that time to be a leader of these people? Because you can't be no pleb. You cannot be somebody that looks weak.
Yes,
You
yes.
know?
Okay. Yes. Now, you know, that's why not everybody you see has money can be a leader in the ghetto. They maybe can be a leader someplace else, but not in the ghetto, not in the not in the gang life, you know. You have to be tough. You have to be like actually, if not doing things yourself, or at least used to do before you turn a boss. At least you were a bad boy before, and then you turn a boss, so they know, okay, you're a bad boy. You have to be tough. You have to be good for
Then
yourself.
anyways you had to prove yourself. Like, how did you even get to that point of being a boss? Like, how did you prove yourself? How did you get enough respect to get to
Okay, like
that
I
point?
said, you know, I raised with a silver spoon, so my father's gave me everything. So I already had things, and guys used to follow me, and I was showing them love. You know, always used to share, so they used to follow me. But then I started doing crime now, chopping fellas, and you know, them kind of things. So people know, okay, not because that man looking good and he loving and he sharing to mess around with him, you know. Yeah, I used to.
Okay.
Because-
you think you had a temper?
Yeah, man. Yes, man.
Still.
Still do, but I manage it better now. Yes,
Yeah.
because you know I've got the Holy Spirit inside of me. So
What do you, I don't know how much you could speak on it, but how have you ever crossed a line, you know, in during that time that kind of pushed you further off the edge? Or or a line that you felt like you couldn't come back from?
I couldn't come back from. No, I never crossed a line. I believe I couldn't come back from.
So
Now that's why I used to try my best not to do nothing I will totally regret. Although there are actions well I was not proud of, and you know, but to say like I say, oh, I cannot come back from that.
did you ever feel guilty, like for doing
For certain
anything?
things, yeah.
Guilty, ashamed?
Yeah, for certain things, yeah, man.
Yeah. What was your relationship like with your family?
Great.
Great.
Now,
Through all that.
through all that, I was always obedient to my parents. Well, not obedient to them but I was always respectable to them, because you know the Bible tells us in Exodus chapters 20, honor thy mother and thy father, and your days shall be long on this earth. And a lot of friends of mine died because they were disrespectful to their parents.
Were you always like a Christian man?
Well, we were brought up as Catholics, right?
Because you quoted
Scripture.
like 3
Yes,
or 4
yes.
scriptures already, and that's not something that comes just so, you know.
Right, that don't come just so. So yes, so we were brought up as Catholic, and I always knew to pray. My mother, from little boy, we knew the 23rd Psalm by heart, Psalms 121 by heart, the Lord's Prayer, which is taken from Matthew chapter 6, from verses 9 to 13. So we knew all these things by heart, and we always knew to pray. Every morning when we wake up, our parents would make us pray. Every night, the same thing. So, and we always knew Jesus Christ. I always knew Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior.
Okay.
Even when
Yeah.
even when I was a bad boy, I knew that. But I always knew one day I would have given my life to Christ. I always knew that.
You always had that feeling.
Always had that
calling.
feeling. I never knew it was so soon. I always felt like maybe, you know, when I elder man and I cannot do nothing again.
If
But
you
I
had
know I
even
would.
survived to reach that age. Did you ever feel fear? Did you have, or was it just like a numbness?
Okay, it was like both a numbness and yes, it was like a numbness and not really fear, but you never had ease. You understand? It's not really fear, because if it was fear, I would have gone foreign and never come back. Or it was just that like you never had ease. Like you always have to have a fire. I'm always watching your back. You know, not only from your enemies, but from also police also. You know, so always uneasy, but not really fear. Let me tell you something. I always tell people, no bad man is afraid to die until it's actually time to
It
die.
is at your doorstep.
Right. So right now that I'm a bad boy, killing people, I doing things. I'm not afraid to die. I'll say like, my pay I'm not afraid to die. I can die anytime. And bam, a man reach on me, give me 5, and I dare underground. You know, just before I die, you've been afraid, bro. I've been shot many times. I know the feeling.
You've been shot many times.
Yeah, man, I know the feeling.
What?
You know, yeah. So then you seen, boy, yeah, boy, today is the day I go in. Of course, you been afraid.
Was it? I don't know how much you could talk on it, but what's the worst thing that you've done that you can think of?
I don't even know, to be honest. Like that's something I had to think of because we did so many things.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we did so
That's
many things
crazy,
back
guys,
in the
yeah.
days, you know. Things unknown to people, things known to people, you know. Yeah. But I can't even, I have to like think of which,
What?
you know.
No,
man.
it's actually crazy to me that like you do so many things already, you don't even know
Yes.
what
yes,
to say.
Yes.
Wow.
Because even as I do a lot of things already myself, I also instigate a lot of things already.
Call a couple shots.
Call a lot of shots, you know. So even that too, because they tell you there is a saying we use in Saint Lucia, si la pan situ es la pan vole. In other words, if there is no one to conspire to call a shot, the crime will not happen. And that's why they give you more time in prison for conspiracy than the person who actually does the crime. So, for example, I send you and kill somebody and you kill that person. You never had no problem with that person. Yes, it was you pressure, but it's also I'm also guilty for killing that person.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. Do you think that in all what you've done, I know you spent some time in jail. I don't know how much time. How much time did you actually spend?
Okay. Now that's the thing about it. I've been to Borderley 6 different times.
Oh, wow.
But the thing about it is I've never spent a long time there. 2 months, 2 months, 2 months, 3 months, 1 month. Yeah, just months each time. Each
So it
visit.
was more just waiting for your court date or something?
Yeah, remand. Mostly it's just remand, yes.
Okay.
Only once I did time, which is penal. They sentenced me to 3 months and I ended up doing 2 months.
Wow.
That was in 2016. So that was my conviction.
And was that the last time?
No, that was in 2016. That was actually my second time. My first one was you understand what's remand and penal, right?
What's penal? I don't know what's penal.
Penal is when the judge find you guilty or you plead guilty and they sentence you to prison. They give you time, so you know what day you coming out.
Okay.
Remand is like you say, you in jail but you waiting for.
Yeah, you waiting. Yes.
Right.
Okay.
So my first jail was in 2014, which was a remand. My second was 2016, which was the penal. That's the only time I do time. And when you do
Did
time,
you plead guilty or?
I pleaded.
Okay.
Yeah. Both. I have 2 convictions and both of them were me pleading guilty. Yes. You see,
Be
every
honest.
time. Yes, every time I plead not guilty. Yes, every single time I plead not guilty, I win in that case because
You're
it's
not
the
guilty.
truth. Yes.
Exactly.
So you see, in 2014, now Riemann, you've been in green.
Okay.
Now, if you can recall, when I was doing
You were in
Untold
blue?
Stories, no, I was
You're in
green.
green. Okay.
Yes. So Riemann 14, 2016, I did the blue. 2017, I come back on Riemann. I did the entire 2018 out. Come back 2019. Come back 2020. Come back 2021. And that
during
was
COVID. Wow.
yeah, and that was the last time.
Did you feel like you deserved to be there?
Of course, yes.
Or for all the time, even the times when
Let me see.
you lost your case or you won your
Won
case.
my
sorry.
case. Let me see. Only the first time, 2014. A female ended up cutting herself with a knife, and she says me, and look,
Yeah.
and they
Yeah.
charged me for assault and all kind of thing.
But yeah, because not trying to put you in a strange position, but not necessarily because you had something to do with the crime means you're not guilty. If you understand what I say.
Yes.
You know, so sometimes you get put in that position not because you did anything, but because you were somewhere around, you were part of it, and sometimes you feel like you deserve it just because you're not
Just
supposed
because,
to be there.
right. Yeah, man. And that's what I always say about when you live in that kind of life, there are some people who are actually innocent, and there are some that are not. For example, I know of some guys that in prison innocently, like they're for murder and they did not kill the person, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what's about all the people they have killed before and they never
Yeah, so it's like a
got
karma
arrested
thing.
for that. Right. So you're not truly innocent, but some are truly innocent.
You believe in karma?
Yeah.
You think in that life, that past life that you've lived, that at some point in your life that some sort of karmic vengeance is going to come back for you? Or?
Well, I have repented of my sins. So when I believe in karma, I believe like if you just continue doing bad, it will come back to you, because it's even written, and it's written in red. That's important. It's written in red in the Bible in Matthew chapter 26 and verse 52, where Christ told Peter, put his sword back in its place. Whoever live by the sword will surely die by the sword. So I believe if you continue, after you know the truth, you continue doing what's bad, karma will come to you, you know.
And I think that's important after you know the truth.
Right, that's important.
Because if you're ignorant of it.
If you're ignorant of it, then God will have, you know, mercy. Because God don't punish us for what we do not know. God punishes us for what we know. You know, only the devil that takes advantage of what we do not know.
Yes.
Because remember, he doesn't play fair, so yeah, that's why he's the devil.
Yeah. Have you had any sort of, do you feel like, I think that's an interesting question. Do you feel that you were a tool or a vessel of the devil at that point in your life?
Yeah, man. I was worshipping the devil. Now people think worshipping
What?
no, but people think worshipping the devil is like going and do rituals or going and like pray to the devil. Once you're doing the devil bidding, you worshipping the devil.
Okay.
You of the devil. You of your father the devil.
Yeah. So you were not physically, like, consciously worshipping.
No.
But because of the actions.
I was doing,
okay.
yes.
Because you say that, like, you know, you were rituals, you had your big circle.
If that reached to that, then I would have become a millionaire. Of course. Yeah, because majority of them leaders you see in there, bro, don't mind these fellas lose their soul, man. These fellas sell. Yeah, man. Let me tell you something, bro. You do not make it at the top of the drug business without going and see the devil.
Really?
Believe me when I tell you that.
Because the devil is in charge of that.
The devil is in charge of that. You can sell your little drugs and hold yourself to a certain standard, but you will not be the top man. So whoever you see at the top, just know
They're there.
They're there, believe me. And then I would... that's why I praise Jah, I always read in my Bible, even while I was a sinner, because in Mark chapters 8 and verse 36 said, what would it gain a man to profit the world and lose his soul? Or what can you give in exchange for your soul? You understand, brother?
There's nothing, huh? There's
Nothing. Yeah. So when you see when people talk about fear, that's what I fear most, like to go and like invoke the devil, ask him for things, and then I cannot come back. You know?
Are you in a trap?
Trap, yeah. So,
wow. What did that life, or what would you say that life gave you that made you feel like you had to stay in it for all those years? Was it like respect? Was it money? Was it power?
Most of all, respect and power. Yeah, man. Even up to a day like today, I'm a Christian and people still respect me, and people, you know, because the average man, somebody might, for a little thing, somebody might disrespect them, but when they see, like, if it's me, they will let it pass, you understand? Like sometimes a little traffic violation and fellas will start cursing, and when they say, hey, Papa, you that there? Sorry about that. You understand? So the respect is good.
Yeah.
Everybody likes to be respected. So the respect, the power, you know, the fast life too. You can make a money fast, you know, whether it be you sell a key of cocaine there or 2 plaque of hash or upon a creepy or a robbery, the money was just coming fast, like fast life. And a lot of the females out there, you know, females like these things, you know. And you know,
not to say it so, but
right, yeah,
that's what it is.
That's what it is. And us men, we like females, so, and females like these things, so. Yeah,
well, that's materialistic females. We all know that.
Yeah,
you know?
material. But 90% of females are materials.
well, we love our 10% that, you know,
right,
that love us for us.
yes, our 10% we love them.
Because that's the ones you marry, right?
That's exactly who I got married to.
All right.
My wife, yeah, she's part of an elite group. She's part of the 10%. Of females that will actually love you for who you are and not what you can do for them.
No, let me tell you, any female that can marry you after their life and knowing your past life and still be able to love you and marry you, that's one you have to hold on to tight.
Hold on to tight. And she was even there, even before I got married to her. She was there with me whilst everybody went to kill me and things hot, and she was taking the risk with me.
Wow.
So yeah, man. So you see, in future, if people see I give that woman a house or a Raptor vehicle, they have nothing to say.
Yeah.
You check, she earned that, she deserved that, man,
What's the biggest lie people believe about that lifestyle?
That everybody in the ghetto not good. That's the biggest lie. That's not true. That's why you have to hear some people's story. Some people not there by choice, I was there by choice. I didn't have to be there. I went to school. I went to good school. I like I tell you, I raised in a good home. My father was giving me everything. So I chose to be there. But there are others that do not have a choice. And you cannot just judge them. And if they could have gotten away out, they would. Trust me, it's more difficult to come out than people think.
Yeah.
And
when you say come out, you mean come out of the ghetto?
Come out of the ghetto and
life?
the ghetto, the lifestyle, everything. And people don't even know because, boy, life is spiritual. And you see these ghettos have
a grasp on people.
Now, there are certain things I will say them, people will find like, what am I talking about? But life is spiritual for you, my bro. There is just these demonic forces that you see in the ghetto. If you're not strong spiritually, you're not coming out of this trap. You're not breaking these curses, Yeah, and believe me. You're a religious man?
I'm not religious, but spiritual.
Okay.
I'm a praying man,
Right. Well, you should know about these things.
Yeah,
Life
for
is
sure.
Yes, all
you
these
see it
things
everywhere.
exist.
You see it
Demons and
everywhere.
all these things exist, bro.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. And I telling you, a lot of these people at the top, bro, people looking up to and worshipping don't even know.
Boy,
telling
it's
don't
actually
even
insane, So, but yeah, so you would say that it's just the life, like people, because I know what percentage would you actually say of people are actually, let's say, bad in the ghetto?
In the ghetto.
I would even say it's a smaller percent than the people that are good. I think the amount of people that are good is higher than the amount of people that are bad.
No, I'll not say that.
You not say that?
I'll not say that.
You really?
I'll not say that. Let me tell you why I'll not say that.
Okay.
Before I would say that. But you see, when you read in the Bible and when you religious, you realizing how filthy. And because, for example, before I would say like I was a good person, because yes, it's true I was doing crime, but I used to justify everything I do. I used to say, okay, sometimes them rich man, they're not giving the poor people nothing. So if my fellas go and rob them, and we come back and give the poor people in the ghetto thing, we'll watch it as a good deed. Right. So based on, so a lot of people will say, well, that's a good thing they're doing. But you see right now, as I'm religious and I read in the Bible, I realize in Mark chapters 10 verse 18, written in red, Christ said, no one is good but the Father alone. So you see, so right now my standard for good get higher. So not everybody will meet that requirement, to be honest.
Yeah.
Wow. So even in the church too, you'll find.
What's the significance of written in red? You keep saying that.
Okay. Yes. Shit. Now I say I would have brought my Bible, but I forget it. Yes. Okay. In the Bible, the words are written in black, but you see everywhere, Christ, like Jesus, Jesus' words are in red.
Okay.
So that's very important. That's actual Jesus' words.
Okay.
Came from his mouth. Yes, those words are written in red.
What's your religion?
I'm a Christian, but denomination is Seventh-day Adventist.
Oh, 7-day. Okay.
Yes. So so anytime you open a Bible and you see red words, take it serious. That's Jesus himself
speaking to you.
Yes.
Okay. At any point, did you actually enjoy what you did?
In the ghetto?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That was a sweet life. That was a sweet life, bro. Making money fast, sexing endless women, and you feed in your flesh. That's what the flesh wants. The flesh like the smoke and the drinking, feeling good, music, dancing.
Yeah.
The flesh love these kind of things. When you pull up, you have 50 fellas behind you and everybody watching, and everybody says, look fancy, and you're feeling good, you're feeling macho. Yeah, man.
What did a day look like for you? What did a full day look like
So
from
we
the
used to
time you
party
wake up to
every
go and
day.
sleep? Every day?
Every day Ram was drinking and music, and it's either if we go and do a mission to make our money and come back in the ghetto, and right through music and females and male and dummy, no playing and food cooking and partying and every
So
day.
that's
Shots
basically all you did.
busting. Yeah, that's basically all we did.
Let's talk about this shot busting, because that's why I tired of them fellas. I tired of these fellas, guys, because that from someone that's not a ghetto youth like me, alright?
Yes.
When you just hearing shots knocking around your house, that having your friend.
That avenue, yeah man,
and
yeah
all the
man.
time, that's just guys
Just
for
messing
no
around.
reason. Not like it's a war that going on or something. Just messing around.
Just messing
knocking
around.
shots.
When you have rum in your system, and you like to hear that noise, and boy, I tell you, demon possessed.
That's crazy, man. Who did your actions hit?
Well, apart from the victims,
Mhm.
well, my mom, my dad, they didn't like that.
Both your parents alive?
Yeah, both of them. Both
Okay.
of them.
Alright.
Yes. To God be the glory for that.
Yeah.
Yes. Even when all this madness was happening in Vieux-Fort, where people were killing children, parents,
Oh yeah.
relatives, no harm came to my mom and my dad.
Okay.
Yes.
Your mom, your dad, they ever spoke to you and told you like had conversations with you about
So many
that?
times they didn't like what I was doing, to be honest.
Yeah.
They didn't like what I was doing. Right now, my parents are proud of me.
Yeah, and that's good. How does that feel?
Boy, that's the best feeling ever. Boy. I want to make my father proud so much. Jah alone knows it. Yeah, well, I take the right steps so far, but I want him to see like I become the man I was supposed to be, the man he wanted me to be. I am not yet there, but that's what I want to. That's my goal. Well, apart from worshiping God and wanting to teach the gospel, my second goal is to just make my father proud.
Nice. If someone you love was affected or was a victim of somebody like past you, how do you feel?
But it happened many times, eh?
Really?
Yeah, man, I've lost in that gang. You see, in that war that was going on before, I've lost 4 family members and a lot of close friends. Imagine shit, if I remember, I'd bring the file sheet. I actually wrote down the names of all my loved ones I've lost, including 4 family members. And when I say family members, like my auntie and uncle children, first cousins. So yeah, so I know what it feels like to grieve and to feel pain. And
Do they blame you?
my family,
Yeah. For I guess losing your relatives. Do they blame you for that?
maybe, but they never tell it to me in my face. But I believe some of them, yeah, maybe some of them.
If they were to tell it to your face now, how would you feel?
Well, I will not get upset at them. I would understand that's their opinion, but then I would explain to them they cannot blame me, because you see, majority of the guys that got killed down in Vieux-Fort on my side was as a result of their hard head, as a result of them not listening to me. And that's why they died, because my brothers was listening to me. All my brothers still alive. my actually blood brothers, you know. So, most times people tend to blame everybody but themselves. And when in reality, they're the ones to be blamed, But but already that's the hardest thing to do, huh? To get upset at yourself or blame yourself for
Exactly,
something. You're looking for everybody else to blame.
You have to be very real with yourself.
very real, and very God-fearing to do
But
that.
would you have a certain amount of grace with them? Like if for example because it's trauma, eh?
Yes.
It's trauma. Like you lose a child, you lose a
Of course,
family
I'll be
member.
understandable. Of course, yes.
And they're just looking for something to hit, something to blame. you know?
I'll not dig nothing, to be honest. I'm a Christian. I can understand people grieve.
Yeah.
When people grieving, so I will not say I'll hit them or fight with them for that. Nah, man, I understand.
You think people deserve second chances?
Of course, everybody deserves a second chance.
What about food for 5th, 6th, 7th chances?
Let me tell you something, my brother. It's not what I think. It's what the Bible says. What Christ say. Christ say you can forgive a man 70 times 7. So You understand? So, if Christ, God in human form, can say that, who am I
Yeah.
to say no? You cannot give a man 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8
Yeah.
chances. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
What about like
I want 6, 7, 8, 9 chances. That will be very hypocrite of me to, you know, not want to give. Because, you know, in Matthew chapter 6 and verse 14, Christ tell you, for him to forgive you, you have to forgive your brother first. You know? Yeah, so...
are there people on the other side that you know hurt family members of yours that have you forgiven them?
Of course, I've forgiven all of them.
Have you spoken to them? Have you ever come across paths with anybody?
Yeah, right now my the guys I used to be enemy with, most of them we speak now.
Really? Wow.
Not all, but
Yeah.
some, yeah. And I've forgiven everybody, but I cannot say they have forgiven me,
Yeah,
because I
yeah.
am the change man, not
Yeah,
them.
yeah, yeah.
You know, yes.
What about because there's this you know the phrase I'll forgive but I'll not forget. You know? Do you think that that's relevant to what you're saying about forgiveness? Because yes, you can forgive,
It's-
but you are the change man. They're not the change.
They're not the
person.
change person.
So you cannot necessarily kind of forget because you still have to move smart.
Of course, yeah.
You know?
Now that's why the Lord give us wisdom,
Yeah, discernment and all
and
that.
discernment, the spirit of discernment, you know. And I'm to give you a scripture concerning that. I think it's Proverbs chapters 1 and verse 42 says, fools die because they refuse to follow wisdom. Because God give us wisdom, and come on, even if I change, that don't means I will just walk inside of enemy territory at 12 in the evening, you understand?
Yeah.
12 in the night, and say, well, okay, I'm a change man, so I forgive everybody, so everybody forgive me. No, man.
Would you though?
That's
Would
not
you
wisdom.
walk into it? I don't know where is
You
enemy
cannot
territory.
put the Lord to a test.
Yeah.
In Luke chapters 4, Christ said that himself, written in red. Thou shalt not test the Lord thy God. If you end up in enemy territory by mistake, and the enemy spot you, God will protect you. He might not be able to kill you. But if you just willingly go there and believe like, I'm protected by God, that's not wisdom. You test in God, you will die.
Okay.
You check.
You will die.
Yes, for sure you will die.
Do you think that anything would cause you to get back into would ever be able to cause you to get back into that life, whether that be through anger, through desperation, through anything? Would you even if it's not as bad as what you were doing before, but you know, get back into that life in some way?
God forbid. And in Jesus' name, I never want that to happen. But that's why I always tell my wife, be mindful of what she does, because you know sometimes she believe like she's married to me, and like maybe somebody come and, you know, send up themselves on her I tell her, not everybody that speak, ignore people. Because somebody might do me something and I might leave that. But then you do my wife something, I might
Not leave it.
I might not leave it, I might trip, because you know in 1 Corinthians chapters 11 and verses 3 says, for the head of every man is Christ, and the head of Christ is God, but the head of every woman is the man. So I am the head, Christ is the head of me, right? So I pray to Christ for protection and to protect me and to guide me. But now I am the one who's supposed to guard and protect my wife, because I am the head of the wife. You understand? So, bro, you can come and maybe you might give me a slap in my face, I might turn the other cheek. But you do not slap my wife, you do not speak to my wife. You don't, when I mean speak, not that's a man's job to try and roll on a woman, not that I mean. Like,
in an
you know,
abusive way.
right, you do not come near my wife, my brother.
Yeah.
I might, God forbid that.
Yeah.
You don't, yeah.
Yeah, I feel you though, and I feel like that's a sentiment of most men that see themselves as protectors.
Yes,
You're not
yes.
going to violate in that way and expect a man to just be, you know. So that's completely understandable.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
You know, there are boundaries.
Yeah, there are boundaries.
Yes.
You know. But that's a question I forgot to ask earlier, so I still
Yes,
going to ask.
no
you
problem.
know. Do you remember the exact point where you got into the life? Like, what was your first?
Oh, my first,
thing?
okay, I'll say my first act.
Yeah, that you know end up like
Where my first act was, I was in Form 5, Mikut Secondary. A friend of myself and my friend Mikael, we end up
And he had a
breaking
name
again.
saying as a
Yeah,
Mikael,
yeah.
but
Yes, but his his nickname was Blux.
okay.
But yeah, we broke a guy leg, and then yes, his mom took us to court, and yeah, that's where it started.
Kind of snowball into.
Yes, my principal did not allow me to graduate that year because of that.
Wow.
Yeah, but I still wrote my CXCs, but
You
no
just didn't
graduation.
graduate.
Yes,
Wow.
and then we went court, and yeah, we went mediation. There is something called wajma. We pay him off, and we just finish with that.
Okay, okay.
Like that, yeah.
All right. We spoke earlier briefly about when you gave your life to Christ.
Yes.
Let's talk about the exact moment that your life changed. What was the catalyst for that change? What sparked that change for you? Why did you just suddenly decide? Because it seems a bit sudden to me. But why did you suddenly decide to finish with that and give your life to Christ?
There was a friend of mine. Every Saturday we used to go by coastline, drink. Not just by coastline alone, but also in the town of Beaufort, drink, and check girls. Because before us, good looking young men, yeah. So, and then after years, I came across him on Facebook and I messaged him. And the way he was speaking, I find that he was speaking different. So I tell him, like, what happened? Why he sounding so? And he told me he gave his life to Jesus Christ. And I said, that's interesting. Because I wanted a way out because things, you see, Viewfort, everything had just start falling apart for me in Viewfort. So I left Viewfort and I came up north and I wanted a way out.
How were they falling apart?
All my friends was dying and money was not making and everything was just going wrong, man. Everything. Police was just harassing me, harassing us, Everything was just going wrong, brother. Wrong. And then I was tired of that. So I just left Viewfort. But just before I left, a close friend of mine died and
Wow.
I couldn't take again. Yeah, a guy named Fat Boy. And I said, you see that? I'll just leave Viewfort. When I left, yes, and I spoke to him. I say, wow, I tell him I say to myself, like, you see, I want to be like that, And then he told me he will send his pastor number for me so I can talk to him. Because, when you're going for a lot of these things, you just want prayers, you just want all help you can get,
Yeah.
But before he sent the number, but I did not check the pastor. Then I got with another pastor from America that was messaging me on Facebook, and he was telling me, start reading the Bible. And I tell him, I just read Psalms and this kind of thing. He said, no, actually read the Bible for you to know what it entails. And, so I tell him where to start. He tell me start with the book of Luke. If I read one chapter a day, within a month, I will have read the entire book of Luke, which is 28 chapters. And a month I have 41 days. So I did. When I finish, I check him. He tell me, do it with the book of John. Because there are 4 Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. And and he made me read the entire 4 Gospels. And after I read that, I say, yes, now I'm ready. I go and check the next pastor. My previous friend gave me the number. And we used to talk for hours on the phone.
You and the friend or you and the pastor?
Me and the pastor.
Okay.
And then I realized, yeah, I want to do it. I need it.
Wow.
I want to change
It felt like a calling to you.
It felt like a calling.
Yeah. Was it
felt like a
immediate or was it a messy situation where
No, we've been talking, and then
no, even like I'm talking about like the life, because you can just I don't know how it is, so I don't know if it was a case where you just finish with that, or was it a thing where like you had to plead, you had to
plead. No, man. I just give my life to, and I leave everything in the hands of the Lord. So everybody saw I got baptized on. It was all over because there was a recording of it, and it was all over. Everybody know I changed, and certain fellas will still talk shit. He baptized, and not that will save him, and this and that, and I didn't care. I never went and looked for people and tell them, well, I changed my life, sorry for what I've done to you all. Although that wouldn't be a bad thing, but then these people don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
The time will come when I will come and do that. I will apologize to certain people, and but you will know when the time is right. Because a lot of people do not want to hear sorry and this kind of thing, But in the book of Psalms, I think it's chapters 100, and I can't remember the exact verse, where the Lord told David to sit at his right hand, and his enemies will become his footstool. So I just leave everything in the hands of the Lord.
I know there are people for sure who don't believe that you've changed. If it were the other way around, if you were still in the life and somebody had changed, somebody, let's say another boss was
Would I
baptized or
believe?
whatever.
Yeah, man.
Not believe, not
Yeah.
just believe. If let's say the person came to you past France,
Yes.
not you now.
I know.
Would you want to hear that though?
Yes.
After you've lost people by that person.
Well, a past friend, well, maybe no, because remember, I'm not a Christian at the
Yeah.
time, so maybe I'll not want to hear that. That's why I know they would not want to hear it, because I was in their situation.
What would you do though?
Well, it depends on what the person did to me.
Would you want to try to get them back?
Okay, to be honest, when I was a gangster, you wouldn't kill my mother and come and tell me you changed. And
Nah, man, for sure. Not
for
even
sure.
as a man that not a gangster.
You check, so yeah, but thank God I never kill nobody mother, I never kill
Yeah,
nobody
yeah.
child,
Yeah.
to say like baby and thing like that, where because there are things people that's unforgivable for certain people. For example, like
They're lines.
for example, yes, okay, you kill somebody child, but then the child was a bad boy to killing people. So then they will hate you, but then people can understand that. Bad boys killing bad boys. But then, if you kill somebody, grandmother, or like, we'll forgive you for that.
Yeah.
But praise God, when all this madness was going on, before I had already left Vieux-Fort.
Yeah. Praise God for true.
When all these innocent people was there. I never believe in harming the innocent.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you still now battle with certain instincts that you had in the past?
Yeah.
Like certain impulses, like
Yeah. Yes. I don't sleep. Any little thing waking me up.
Yeah.
I'll not sleep with my window open. Like, yeah, certain thing. Yeah, man. Always. Yeah.
Do you think
It just come natural
Yeah, at
not-
this point, yeah.
at this point. So not to say like is my mind on it. It's just a natural. I have lived for so long. It just come natural.
About how long were you in that life? Were you living so?
Okay, from like I tell you, the first time when I broke the guy leg,
Yeah.
I was 17. That was 2011 up until 2023, until I get baptized. So
Yeah.
like 12 years.
12 years, yeah.
And that's how long I had my locks also, 12 years.
12 years.
Yes.
You think, let me ask you a question.
Well, almost 12. If I still had it, would have been 12, but 11 and maybe 10 months,
Yeah,
11,
about
8
that.
months around that. Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. I know there are certain things that people say, and they say that your hair holds your trauma. So that's why you see, and I'm not trying to stereotype or anything, but that's why you see when women go through things, first thing they do is
They cut in the hair.
And I had the hair too.
Oh, you had
And-
hair too?
Yeah, man, I had long hair.
Congrats.
Yeah, man.
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
And I lost a friend during that time.
And you cut
like
it?
when I was cutting my hair, for some reason I was getting emotional, and he was the first person that popped in my mind
Wow.
while I was cutting my hair. So I just wanted to know if when you were cutting your locks, if you had some sort of attachment or some sort of emotional thing when you were cutting it, or was it just a thing that happened? And
No, at the time I was doing it, no.
yeah, okay.
I wasn't. Because as a matter of fact, I was happy to do it that same day. Afterwards, different days you'll remember and you'll say, Mama, you think
You
I
had
did the
long
right
locks,
decision? Very long and very nice, beautiful.
Yeah.
And that had me looking different.
Your
like-
locks were almost same height as you.
yeah, very long. Yeah. And then people used to, just the fact I had the locks and I used to look different and unique but now, yeah, but it is what it is. I did it for God and, for religion, so.
Yeah. Okay. Why choose, let's switch gears a little bit. Why choose business? Like moving from the life, why choose owning a business as opposed to
Working
just
for
go
somebody?
Yeah.
Yeah, see my face. All these tattoos on my face and people know my background and who will want me by the
So it's
business.
almost like you don't have a choice.
It's almost like I don't have a choice. Although there are still people just because of different links and that would hire me.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people that just want to be my friend because of what they know, friends and
yeah.
but my whole life I never worked for nobody. Is the only time I work for people. Like I was working for my father when I was young in the jewelry shop. But yeah, my whole life I never worked for nobody. I was a leader, so I always want to be a boss. And and yeah.
Okay.
So and to be honest, what job really can I work in St. Lucia for them to pay me a good salary
Yeah,
to say
something not making sense.
something not making sense? I might as well have stayed in the ghetto. Yeah. But I'm not saying if I don't have a choice, I'm very humble and God love humble people. If I really do not have a choice, I can work for somebody.
Yeah.
But I have
it'll be temporary though.
But I had a choice and I opened a business, so
yeah, makes sense though.
Yeah, man.
Makes sense. Let's segue a little bit, Let's change topic for a short while.
Yes.
I want to talk about the tattoos.
Oh yes.
What do all these tattoos mean? Because you have tattoos on your face,
Everywhere.
all on your arms. I see you have a Naruto.
Lord Pin.
Yeah,
Yes.
Pin. Yeah,
The
so you
character
into
Naruto.
anime.
Yes.
What do all these tattoos
Okay,
mean?
some of them have meaning. Some of them is just because I just like it. I just like to see it,
Okay.
and I just put it. You see Selassie I did. I was a great man, a black man again.
Yeah.
And the Rastafarian movement. There are certain things about them I like.
Yeah.
I like their hair because I love my locks, the way they live in their life. Peaceful and nature like. And I love Selassie what he had stands for. What he stood for. And well, that's the great shepherd. That's
Yeah.
my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. That's the person I want to be like. That's God in human flesh, in human form. Yeah, and most of them,
That's
the
just
vines,
money, 'cause
the
you
vine stands for long life.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
that's a lucky charm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the one on the side of your eye?
A tribal. That is just a little tribal thing. Not nothing much.
Did you tattoo your eyebrows also?
Yes.
That's
Yes.
crazy, man.
Let me tell you this story between like every Saturday I used to go and shape it up because
Yeah.
I have very bushy eyebrows.
Okay.
I say you see that, yes, I tired of that every Saturday. And then war was hot, so I couldn't go in the barber shop every Saturday. That's a routine.
What?
You cannot afford to have a routine when you're in war. So I say, you see that? Let's go and check my tattoo artist because he's very good. And let's make him draw draw that for me. And
That's crazy.
yeah,
Man.
every other day when I shave in my face,
Uh.
I just passing it on my eyebrow one time so the hair not growing. But
Okay.
yeah, but I have all on my back all over.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Right.
some of them.
But
I
you
could have meaning.
would you put more?
No, I cannot.
You can. Okay.
Because-
Would you move them?
Now that's the thing. I wanted to travel to remove those on my face alone
Okay.
because when I dress, imagine when I go to church, only the tattoos on my face you see.
Yeah,
Because when I have long sleeve, long pants.
Yeah, I remember.
Look now, you not see no tattoos, and if I take off my pants, you'll see a lot of tattoos.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I wanted to take out those on my face, maybe when I travel.
Okay.
Just those on my face. Maybe not the eyebrows.
Yeah,
Yeah, but the rest. Yeah.
because if you move the eyebrows, I don't think hair will grow back. Huh?
It will grow back, but then I still have to go back and shape it
Yeah.
up. I don't like the bushy, the way it's bushy, I don't like it.
Can you? I don't know how it works, but can you travel?
Okay, now, yes, I can. Now, the reason why I've been stuck in St. Lucia for the past 7 years is that I had a high court case and the law had my passport, so I could not travel.
Okay.
The case got dismissed recently, so
Oh,
now I have my
nice.
passport. I can travel.
Congratulations, man.
Thanks. As I open the business there, I have not traveled. But if I did not open it, I then fly already and
Yeah.
take a trip and maybe come back,
Okay.
But yeah, and as soon as I cut the locks, that case dismissed, and my pastor told
Wow,
me that.
Missy.
Yeah, man, my pastor look at me in my eye and tell me, if you want that case to dismiss, just cut the locks and you will see a miracle happen. Yeah, and hair carrying energy.
Yeah, I
And
tell
did
you
a
that
lot
they
of crime.
carrying the trauma.
Yes, I did a lot of crime with that on my head. So, like my pastor say, you're a new man, you're not the same friends. Change what you can change. You cannot change your tattoos, leave it. But you can cut off the hair, take it out. And yes, people saying your hair have nothing to do, it's just your heart. It's true. But then in the book of Corinthians, 1 Corinthians chapters 11 and verses 14, the Apostle Paul says, doth not nature itself teaches you that if a man has long hair, it is a shame unto him. And if a woman has long hair, it is her glory. In other words, long hair is for women. Short hair is for men.
Okay,
You
okay,
understand? When you have long hair, you're looking feminine, especially me. Because at that time I was not gymming, so I was not
Yeah.
buff. And the hair
So you're already looking a little bit pretty.
right. So everybody was saying you look like your mother. When I used to pass people saying, "Man, not a woman," they used to think like I was a tomboy.
Yeah, I don't know. No lie. First, I thought you were a tomboy.
Exactly, I'm telling you.
Because you were a bit chubby too, eh?
Right, I was chubby at that time. So and then the long hair. But now I'm more masculine. I cut
for
the hair
sure.
and now I build
strong.
muscle.
Looking strong,
Right. Because let me tell you, certain foods we eat does boost our estrogen. And certain foods we eat does boost our testosterone. Now, I was just eating a lot of junks and sugar, so that was boosting my estrogen. So I had the round girl face, the more fat. So, but now there is more,
muscle and stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
Nice.
yeah, man.
Let's get back to what we were talking about. We were talking about business and stuff. So yeah, you have your own business. You want to talk about your business a little bit?
Yeah, we can talk about it.
What do you do? What's the name? What's the business about?
F&J Pawn and Quick Loan Enterprise. Yes, so what it is, it's like a pawn shop. I think that's the first one in St. Lucia. St. Lucia needed something like that,
Yeah, for sure.
For sure, yes, because there are a lot of people that want small loans, they need quick cash, but then to go and face the bank is too much tralala, like job letter and all this and that,
Sometimes you still get it.
Sometimes you still don't get it. But with me, you can get it now for now, any amount you want. It's just that you must just bring something valuable to live with me, to ensure that you come back and pay me with a small interest, of course. So for example, you have a chain. Your chain worth $2,000. You do not want to sell it, but today you're in a jam. You need monies. Maybe you getting paid next week or next fortnight you're getting paid, but you need that money today to do something very important. And you're saying, boy, where I can get that, but I don't want to sell my chain. Oh yes, France has a pawn shop. F&J. You go there, you give me the chain. I lend you the monies. But I lend you less than what your chain worth to make sure you come back for it.
Yeah.
Right. So now when you come back and pay me and give a little interest, look your chain back. Everybody happy at the end of the day.
What about
I come
stuff?
like a savior.
Yeah, for sure. What about stuff?
Just now. And I also buy gold. So if you do not want to pawn it and you just want to get rid of it, I buy it.
Okay.
And yeah, we sell it back.
You do gold testing.
We do gold testing, $10 to test. We test diamond also, the same price.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So and we also sell things because certain stuff people will not come back for. We have to put it for.
No, that's what I was coming to say. What about, like, let's say I just want to get rid of something that's used. So let's say I have a sneaker there, that kind of thing. Would you all sell that?
Now, okay. Now we don't. Speaking of which, we have sneakers they're selling currently, but that's new sneakers. We got it on a good deal, so we're selling it. But the used things we will have selling is more things like gold or electronics, or vehicle. But you're not going to pawn a used shoe.
Yeah. I just want to know how far you go, because
we do gold.
Because let's say I have a perfume. That's not something I put in on me per se.
Yeah.
But like let's say I do like the perfume, I spray it 3-4 times and I think.
Not. Okay, let me just tell you. Gold, electronics, vehicles, and property.
Okay.
Yes. So just that. So you might get me selling a laptop or a TV or a phone, or jewelry, or maybe a motorcycle or a vehicle. If persons do not come back for it, or even a house or land,
All right. Okay, but yeah, I just wanted to give your business advertisement.
Thanks for that.
Okay.
So anybody that's interested, you can get us at 286. So that's international. So I better put the 1758.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. 1758 286 9617.
Okay.
286-9617.
And
you can
social media?
Call us or WhatsApp us. Yeah. Social media. Facebook is Pawn and Quick Loan Enterprise. That's the name.
Okay, nice.
Yes.
Okay, let's get back to the previous topic now. So I have one question for you.
Yes.
Do people actually judge you when they find out about your past life?
Yeah.
Like, let's say they meet you now.
Yes, but like I say, not to my face, but certain people will come and tell me that person say.
Yeah. What about people? Well, I know the business just start, but you think people because they know about that, would shy away from coming there and different things. So
Yeah, I believe some will shy away, and I believe some will think like if we were not dealing before, they will not come then ask me to lend them monies. But I have no enemies. Anybody can come. Anybody can come. Whether you're from Bruceville, slums, Boapatat, anybody can come and do business. Yeah, I have no enemies.
what does success mean to you today?
To be successful.
To be successful, to in
Because I'm not yet successful.
yeah, but okay. So what does
To
that
me,
look like
success.
for you?
To me, I will consider myself successful when I become a millionaire.
That's what success means.
Yes, that's what it means to me.
Right.
to
In
become a
other parts of
millionaire.
your life.
Well, other parts of my life, apart from finance, the main thing success to me is being a devout Christian.
Okay.
To be able to shy away from the temptations of this world, because let me tell you, that's the hardest thing. Don't mind nobody. Anybody can become a millionaire. Not anybody can crucify their flesh. Imagine imagine you say no to what you actually want, what you like. And just to live a life based on how the Lord wants you to live. Like you have to give up everything you like to live that kind of, because I actually gave up everything I like doing. Yeah, so
Yeah. Wow.
so
Okay.
that's success to me, like to be a devout Christian and to not sin against the Father.
And
Although
become a
that's
millionaire.
yeah, and become a millionaire. But to not sin against the Father, it's impossible. But you must always, the sky is the limit, man.
Yeah. Just do your best.
Yeah, I'll do
do
my
your
best.
Would the old you respect the you now?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
You would rate the you now?
Well, yes, because even when, like I tell you, even when I was a sinner, I always knew I would give my life to Christ. So I always imagine people used to come in the ghetto and used to tell me, church people, church goers, whether it be the elderly, the young ones, used to tell me, my boy, they see potential in me. They see that's not the life for me, and I'm too nice to be in that life. Give my life to Christ. Some come and tell me like, Jesus that sent them, to tell me that, and
Wow.
and never once have I told them, I don't want to hear all what that God thing. No, I always praying with them when they come and offer a word of prayer. I will pray with them. I will, I will accept I'll say it when
The blessing.
right. I'll accept the blessings, and I'll never run behind them and tell them, well, we're not about that life. I always embrace them and say, yes, I will one day.
What would you say to somebody living that life now?
The bad boy life.
Yes.
Well, what I can say to them, to be honest, is just
For them, think like something you think they would actually listen to get through to them.
okay. Even okay, let's put religion aside. You have more to gain. You have more to lose living that life than coming out of it. You believe like you get enough fast monies, but it only leads to destruction. It only leads to a prison cell. It only leads to family getting killed. It only leads to you always paranoid. So the best advice I would give to them, it still comes down to giving their life to Jesus Christ.
I mean, everything comes back to that.
Yes, everything comes back to that. So you have to start someplace. You start there, and then the Holy Spirit will guide you along the way,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Who are you now in one sentence? Who is France Theodore now?
A man of God.
Man of God.
Yes.
like that.
Yeah, man. Just looking to do God's work.
Okay.
Yeah, man. A man of God.
We have a universal question here. This is a question I ask every guest that comes on the show. All right.
Yes.
And the question is, if you were to advise somebody on how to be successful in any facet of their life, not just financially, not just in their marriage, in any facet of their life, how do they become successful?
Other people will crucify me for that, but that's the truth. I myself don't even know how to be successful. I put all my trust in Jesus Christ, and He makes everything happen for me. I can do nothing of my own. And I will tell it to each and every one of you. Just give your life to Jesus Christ, and you will see miracles that happen in your life. And that's so true, brother. It has happened for me. Because look at me right now. I never thought I would be there. And a few years ago, if I had to come down to that interview, there would have 3, 4, or 5 fellas outside with their firearm. And I would have my firearm too. Just precaution. I there alone, no firearm.
Yeah.
You know, 2 Corinthians chapters 5 and verse 7 says, we walk by faith, not by sight. You know, yeah. So once they give their life to Jesus, He will open the doors. He will do the rest. Because, okay, for example, God says He will do for us what we cannot do for ourselves. For example, yes, and He helps those who help themselves. So, okay, I came up with the idea, right? The business idea. I executed it. But, yes, I do that part. But I am not the one who can make customers come to me. God is the one who does that. You know, and so far, since I have opened this business, every single day customers come in.
Wow.
And every day I asking God to give me my daily bread.
Wow.
You know, and yeah, and God is responsible for it, not me.
That's really nice, man. Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
man.
Okay, well, towards the end of the show, we
Yes.
have a game that we play. All right.
Yes,
It's
okay.
no it's different games, but the game that I have for you is a quick game. It's called Quick Fire Round. Okay.
Yes.
So basically, what it is, the guest is given 2 options, and they need to pick one of the options as quick as possible. That's all it is. All right. So no thinking, no hesitation.
Oh shit! I
You
don't do
just
that.
you just choose one of the options. It's easy options, not nothing, you know. But yeah, as quick as possible. Ready?
So just now, 2 options.
Yeah. So I given you 2 options. So let's just say.
So when I pick it,
For example, let's just
Yeah.
say I tell you cat or dog, and
Oh.
you say cat.
okay,
All right?
okay.
You know, is that so? You know, you just pick as quick as
Okay,
possible.
no
all right?
problem. Yeah.
All right, ready?
Yes.
So quick fire round, guys. You could play along with us. But let's go. Early mornings or late nights?
Early mornings.
Fame or privacy?
Privacy.
Money or happiness?
Happiness.
Plan everything or go with the flow?
Plan everything.
Texting or calling?
Text. Calling.
Work hard or work smart?
Work smart.
Speak your mind or keep the peace?
Speak your mind.
Be feared or be respected?
Be respected.
Power or loyalty?
Loyalty.
Risk it all or play it safe?
Risk it all.
Revenge or forgiveness?
Forgiveness.
Win at all costs or lose with integrity?
Lose with integrity.
Follow your head or follow your heart?
Follow your head.
Be liked by many or understood by few?
Understood by few.
Stand alone or belong to something bigger?
Belong to something bigger.
That's it, my brother. France,
Yes, man.
thank you so much for being here.
It was a pleasure, my brother.
Yes,
It was
I
my
really,
pleasure.
really, really enjoyed this conversation.
I enjoyed it as well.
I really enjoyed getting to know you as a person, and I find this episode was really inspiring. You know?
Yes.
We all know about the past life, you know. It's always good to see somebody change their life and just do good and be a contributing member to society, not just financially, but contributing as in inspiring people,
Yes,
making
yes.
other people change their life, and you know, just being the cause of change also.
Yes.
You know, so thank you so much for being there. Thank you for being so willing to share your story,
You're
my
welcome.
brother.
You are welcome, my
And
brother.
I really hope that touches somebody, you know.
I really hope to.
Yeah.
Also, yes.
All right, but
Yes.
anyways, we'll wrap it up here.
Yes.
Guys,
Yes.
France Theodore.